we near the end of National Marriage Week, a new book on the benefits of marriage is revealing some surprising data. Get Married: Why Americans Must Defy the Elites Forging Strong Families and Save Civilization dives into some of the secrets behind successful marriages and explains its premise that married couples are much more likely to be happier than others in society. And here with more is the author of that book, Professor Brad Wilcox, director of the National Marriage Project at the University of Virginia. Dr. Wilcox, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. Tell us why you decided to write the book and what inspired you.
I've been doing a lot of work on the importance of marriage for kids, but I've been hearing from my UVA students, they're kind of worried about their prospects for marriage, particularly the women at UVA. And so this kind of concern led me to write a book on sort of the importance, the value, kind of some ways to go ahead and get married for adults today.
And one of the biggest points I know in your book is that married people are really a whole lot happier than unmarried people. Tell us more about that. And what ways are they happier?
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of stories in places like the New York Times, for instance, kind of talking about the ways in which they think that women, for instance, are kind of really miserable in marriage and miserable as mothers. There's a story in Bloomberg that was sort of suggested that, married moms were less well off than single women, single childless women. In fact, the data point us in exactly the opposite direction. What we see is that for both women and men, the path to prosperity and happiness kind of runs right through marriage. So both women and men who are married, for instance, are almost twice as likely to be very happy with their lives compared to their single peers. And there's really no group that's as happy for men as married dads and for women as married moms. So as tough as marriage, as tough as being a parent can be, the upside to having a spouse and kids for most Americans is pretty high.
Yeah, and I know you also point out a few indicators for these happy, sustained marriages, and they include things like frequent date nights and even a joint checking account. But you say one of the most important is a shared faith and church going. Tell us more.
Yeah, so we've seen this data is that couples who attend church together are about 15 percentage points more likely to be very happy with their marriages. They're about 30 to 50% less likely to get divorced, kind of depending upon the data set. And I think the thing that surprised me the most was that not only are they more sexually satisfied on average, but couples who attend church together tend to have more sex than couples who don't go to church at all. So there's just any number of kind of outcomes that look better for couples who go to church together.
Yeah, and so many encouraging things from your book. Another one I want to talk about is that it shows that divorce is on the decline. That's really good news there. What can be attributed to this, especially when it seems like divorce rates were actually rising for so long?
So divorce did rise a lot from the 60s to about 1980. The 70s were known as the divorce revolution. But since then, divorce has been coming down. And so today, at least, we're estimating that well below 1 in 2 couples who are getting married are going to end up getting divorced. Or to put it more positively, most of the couples who are getting married today are going to go the distance.
Yeah, we have about a minute left or so, but I quickly want to get this question in. We've heard so much about the erosion of marriage and family. Does your research show a turnaround for the institution? I mean, it certainly does seem like it.
So I think there is some good news to report when it comes to kids. We are seeing, because marriage is more stable, that a growing share of kids are being raised in stably married households. That's the good news. The bad news is for American adults, we're still seeing a pretty marked decline in marriage rates, and they call that the closing of the American heart.
Well, Dr. Wilcox, thanks so much for coming on and sharing all this with us. We really appreciate it. God bless.
Thank you very much.